And yeah, we'll get going. So onto the hands and knees to start. So from here, straight into bird dogs. There won't be too much glute work in it today, so it's mostly abs and triceps. So make a fist, bring it into the opposite knee, then extend, keeping that back straight. So we'll go 10 each side, nice and slow. So imagine that glass of water on your back, trying to keep it still, don't spill it. And once you get through 10 on that side, you're going to swap it over. So nice and slow, don't have to go too fast. All right, and from there, what we're going to do is walk the feet back into a high plank. And from here, we're going to do a scat push-up, which is basically keep the body in a straight line, keep the arms locked out. We're going to sink the shoulder blades together, and then we're going to push it away, push the upper back to the sky, and then slowly back down. So you got to keep the abs tight on this one. So we're just activating the upper back. So that will come in handy when we come into the dips. Just controlling the whole area. So go 10 of these. Then once you get through 10 of those, we're going to stand up on our feet. Feet just over shoulder width apart. So we're going to fly through the warmth a little bit today. So feet just over shoulder width apart. You're going to try to put your hands underneath your toes. If not, just put them on your ankles. From there, we're going to squat down, keep the chest up, elbows inside the knees, and drive it with the elbows. Then kick the bum up towards the sky, extend to the knee, and then back down. So we're going to do 8 of these. So kick the bum up, knees back. You're going to feel it in the calf, the hamstring, the back. Squat down, drive out with the elbows. You're going to feel it in the thighs, the adductors. And so you're going to pinch the shoulder blades. So nice and slow. And last one. Perfect. From there, we're just going to do 5 lunges each side. Even though we're not targeting the legs too much, we just want to get that heart rate up and get that body temperature up as well. Just loosen out the body a little bit. So tricep dips and shoulder taps are going to be your first 2 exercises. It's 15 dips, 10 shoulder taps each side for a solid 7 minutes. So you're just going to see how many rounds you can get in. All right. So we'll get going in about 10 seconds time. So ready to go. So back up onto the chair, going in 10 seconds now. All right, so 5, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So straight into dips. So hands on the edge of the chair or whatever you're using. Driving to the heel of the hand. The longer your legs are, the tougher it gets. As the weight is further away, or you're spreading your weight a bit more. So once you get through 15 of these, you're into a high plank. You got shoulder taps. You got 10 each side. So your shoulders are going to feel it. So your triceps are going to feel it in this block. So don't go too fast that your hips start wobbling. Keep the hips pointing straight down towards the ground. And hands directly underneath the shoulders. Don't let them walk out. And then you're straight back into dips after that. So that's the first minute gone. So if the dips do start getting quite tough, walk the feet in underneath your bum. And try let the feet or the legs take the weight. Or the rest of the weight, should I say. Oh. And then you're straight back in to shoulder taps. So the shoulders are the common denominator here. And you really feel it going back into those shoulder taps as soon as you lift one hand up. Unfortunately, they're only going to get harder. That's the beauty of it, though. Driving down through the heel of the hand, trying to crush that chair, pushing it into the ground. And I'm quickly going to open a window because it's like a sauna in here. Hopefully that makes a difference. All right, so let's keep going. That's the first 3 minutes down, 4 to go. So it's just over about a minute per round. Jeez, you can really feel those shoulders lighten up now. Keep going, keep the abs tight. Don't let those go. Oh. So it can get a little boring just with the 2 exercises over 7 minutes. But just keep going. You're getting 2 more exercises in the next block. And you will need to take a rest halfway through a set. That's all right. Take that rest. Just keep it down to a minimum. Oh. That's good work so far. Let's keep going. 2.5 left. Oh. That's great work. Let's keep going. I can feel myself slowing down now, for sure. But 2 minutes on the clock, under 2 minutes, should I say. So if you are struggling, just break it up. So go 5, 5, and 5 with the dips. And then you go 5 and 5 with the shoulder taps. And take a quick few seconds break in between each one. Oh. All right, let's keep going. Keep moving. All right, 60 seconds to go. Whoa. All right, let's go. Let's keep going. 30 seconds. You're nearly at your first big break. 13 seconds. How many reps can you get in now? So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, all right, so you're gonna shake those arms out. We got 60 seconds. And you can take a quick drink as well. We're gonna move on. So take a quick drink. I'm gonna do the same. So now we're gonna target the abs just for this block here, block number 2. So your shoulders get a little bit of a rest. We're gonna go to a low plank. So onto our elbows with hip dips. So that's just rotating the hips side to side. Keeping the 2 elbows down. I'll demo that as well. And then we also have flutter kicks, which is lying on our back, nearly as if we're swimming on our back, and just bring your feet up and down. So I'll quickly demo those 2. So low plank with hip dips. You're gonna be elbows. From there, keep the abs nice and tight. You're just rotating the hips side to side. And then you're gonna lie on your back for flutter kicks, just going up and down. All right, so we're going in 6 seconds. So 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So with these ones, it's 15 reps each side. So there's plenty of volume in these. And you want to control it as you rotate side to side. So pivot on the outside foot. So fully rotate. You want to get those hips facing that wall to the side. Then your obliques start coming into it. So your shoulder stabilizers don't have to work as hard because you're spreading the load through your elbow right through to your hand, through your forearms. And a white t-shirt and a black floor, a black rubber floor is not a good idea. But anyway, we got flutter kicks. So that's lying on our back. Bring the feet up and down, 15 each side. And the longer our legs are, and the further away from us, the closer to the ground, the tougher it is. That's the toughest area. If it gets too tough, start bringing the legs up a little bit higher, a little bit of a bend in them. Plus 15 of these each side. Oh. And then you're going to go back into your low plank hip dips. So these 2 are going to start taking a toll pretty quickly. If you haven't guessed it. So just remember, if you do start struggling, just break that number down. With 15, go 5, 5, and 5. Get 5 out of the way, take a quick rest. Next 5, quick rest, next 5. But if you don't need that, perfect, keep going. So there is a bit of moving in between each one. That's nearly like an exercise in itself. Oh, that's coming up on halfway. That's good work so far. These are difficult too. Not easy at all. Ooh. And with the flutter kicks, really try and focus on putting that back in towards the ground. It's like your dead bugs. Cement that lower back towards the floor, or into the floor, should I say. Let's keep going, just under 2.5 to go. So getting through this block fairly quickly. Engage the abs just before you start the flutter kicks. Means pushing your lower back in towards the ground. Your abs have to activate then. And then coming into block number 3, your abs actually get a rest. Well, we don't target them. Your core is still working. All right, last 60 seconds. Let's go. So get as much work as you can within the 60 seconds. This is going to be called your abs finisher. This last 60 seconds there. So let's try step it up if we can. 30 seconds. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, take a little breather. Nice work. So that is 2 of your 3 blocks finished. So coming into block number 3, as I said, abs get a little bit of a rest. This is where we start targeting the glutes. Just a little bit. We got curtsy lunges. So standing up nice and tall, stepping back diagonally. Keep the hips pointing forward and back up. So you imagine you're in the middle of a square, stepping back to the opposite corner. And then we got a narrow push-up. That's where your hands, your 2 index fingers and your 2 thumbs touch each other and do a push-up from that grip. These are a lot harder than your regular push-up. So you might have to drop to your knees or even elevate the surface. So bring the floor to you. So we've got 10 each side and then 10 push-ups going in 10 seconds. So imagine in the middle of a square, your right foot, you're starting with that side. It's back and left to the back left corner. So going in 3, 2, 1, let's go. And back up. So you're crossing that back leg. The first one might catch you off guard. Now, if it doesn't on the first one, it will when you swap it over. So you're stepping back 45 degrees or around that angle. So you got 10 each side, then you're onto the push-ups, and then you're back to the lunges. So try and get nice and deep with those lunges. The deeper you get, the more glute comes into it. But you want to keep those hips pointing forward. So don't rotate with your legs and go with this angle outside. at that 45-degree angle. Stay pointing forward to the hips. It's just that back leg that cuts across. And that's where we create the most tension through that glute. So it stretches it, then pushing to that front foot is going to contract that muscle and shorten it. And that's where we get the little tears, the micro tears. So it is an odd movement. Once you get the hang of it, you'll be flying. So into 10 narrow push-ups. So a lot harder than your regular push-up because we're targeting a smaller muscle. Your chest doesn't come into it so much. It's more your tricep, and your chest is a lot bigger than your tricep. All right, it's good work. So keep those elbows tucked into your side. And once you get through 10 of those, you're straight back into your curtsy lunges. So just under 5 minutes to go. So this is our final block. So starting to slow down a little bit now. And once you get through your lunges, you're straight back into your narrow push-ups. So the sets on this one are a little bit longer. So big breath in as you lower yourself to the floor. Exhale as you push that floor away. So keep the abs tight. That's going to keep tension throughout the body. Make it a little bit easier. But yeah, there is a few things to focus on. So 3 minutes to go. Legs are starting to get tired. Let's keep going. So last 2.5 minutes. And then your Friday is yours. So get as low as you can. And then we're inside the last 2 minutes. I think it's fair to say that lunges are probably one of the most unenjoyable exercises. Doesn't matter what lunge it is. As good as they are, they're absolutely zero fun. So we're under that 90-second mark. Getting ever closer. All right, so we're just inside 60 seconds now. So we're on the home stretch. So let's really work it now. So if you do have more in the tank, don't be afraid to just step it up a little bit more, as long as that technique stays perfect. After all, it is quality over quantity. All right, 30 seconds. All right, 8 seconds to go. Let's keep moving. Right to the end. So 2, 1, and take a rest. So take a little breather there. Grab a drink if you need to. We'll start stretching now in a few seconds. Wipe the sweat off the forehead. All right, so what we'll do is we'll start by stretching the glutes. So if you do have a preferred way of stretching the glutes, go for it. I'm just going to grab the wall. Well, I have the wall if I need it. I'm going to put my ankle over my knee, and I'm just going to squat down onto that leg. So it is handy to have that wall there just to put a bit more weight through it. But when you sit down into it, you should feel that. I have my left leg over my right. I feel my left glute. So sit in that for another few seconds. So 3, 2, 1. Stand up. Let's swap it over. Just to sit down into it, like an easier version of a pistol squat. So big stretch in that glute. The wider or the more external rotation you can get, so try and move that knee nice and wide, the more stretch you get. All right, and from there, to stand up, we'll get feet nice and wide. Just going into a passive hang, so just hinging over. Try and keep the legs straight and just relax the shoulders, let them fall towards the ground. Because the shoulders are going to feel it today. Well, they did feel it today. So just sit in that for a few seconds. Hamstrings not so much. We only want to tip the tip of the iceberg with those. So nothing more. Don't need to stretch those. And we can stand up from there. So next one, just throw that hand behind our back. Try and get it straight down. You're going to grab the other hand and just shove it down there. So you're going to feel that tricep. Because I had a good bit of work today. So it's getting these muscles back their normal length. Try not to keep them too tight. They stay tight, stay contracted. That's where injuries come in. And let's swap it over. You don't really need to stretch the abs because they're constantly working. They're keeping us upright right now. And from there, you can shake it out and you're all done. Good work.